Hey guys, this is Comic Uno, and today I'm doing an advanced review for Doomsday Clock issue 1, which I'm really excited to talk about. Now, of course this is an advanced review, so there will not be any spoilers. It's just telling you if it's worth picking up or not. But on Wednesday, when the issue is officially released, I will have an in-depth spoiler review. That should be early on Wednesday, so if you want to hear my in-depth conversation about this issue, check out that video. But let's start talking about Doomsday Clock issue 1. Now, prefacing this, I'm a huge Watchmen fan. I love the series, love the characters. I've read it multiple times. I've actually done college papers on Watchmen, so I love the series. But going into Doomsday Clock, let's talk about it. So this is Geoff Johns' baby, of course. He's been working on it for a couple of years. We've seen, you know, some Watchmen elements with DC Rebirth, like, of course, the Button. That was the most recent Watchmen, you know, influenced story. And with this, we get to see exactly where the world of Watchmen is without spoiling too much. We get to see some familiar characters and some new characters, which was really cool. I like that we get to see some new players, playing in this game of this world, and that was definitely one of the more interesting aspects, because you don't really know why our characters of Watchmen that do show up want them, and that's definitely a cool part of the issue. And, you know, just talking about structure, because that's a big thing I want to talk about, is, I really like Doomsday Clock because it's not trying to be Watchmen, but it definitely stays loyal to being Watchmen. So it doesn't feel like a book where it's like, oh, I've seen this before. It's Watchmen. You're just copying it. It embraces all the elements of Watchmen by doing something new and, you know, for the times of 2017 instead of the times of the 80s. So that's something that I really enjoyed about this book. And you also have the 9-panel grid pages, so again, it pays homage to Watchmen. But then you see the artwork, which of course is as expression filled as Dave Gibbons' artwork in Watchmen, but it also kind of has this darker palette. It's definitely the coloring feels a bit darker. There's not as many bright colors, which I liked about it. Again, it's kind of keeping it different from the original Watchmen. So, and also just the awesome close-up shots of different elements. And I can't spoil it, but there's some interesting details within the art that plays with the words of the comic, and I really like that. It's a really great marriage between Gary Frank's artwork and Geoff Johns' writing. And, you know, there's not just detail in the script, but you definitely find hints within the art. And you know, obviously it shows that you can read this multiple times and get something out of it, which are the comics that I enjoy the most, is when you can read it once and then a second time you're like, oh, I missed that, you know? So it gives you a reason to pick it up and read it again. And Doomsday Clock has a ton of these moments. And of course, and this has been released from the preview, it opens up with the classic Rorschach dialogue, and you get straight into it, and it shows the world in shambles, and it kind of explains how it got there. There's some exposition. That's definitely the weaker part, especially towards the middle of the issue. There's a lot of, like, news stories going on, and they're trying to do exposition to tell us what's going on in the world. I feel like that was kind of bogging down the issue a bit. That was utilized in the original Watchmen too, but with this, I feel like, again, it kind of bogged it down a bit, but it was necessary because you gotta find out what was going on at this time. But I obviously love the character-driven stuff more, and I kind of wish that if they were going to explain what happened, they just did it in Rorschach's voice, because that's, you know, the dialogue's brilliant there, and you want to hear what he's saying, you know? He has such a unique voice, and that's definitely kept here also. So, you know, this issue, it's a really well-done setup of Doomsday Clock. I think if you're a Watchmen fan, you won't be disappointed. It really embraces the elements of Watchmen, but doing something different. And unraveling a new mystery, which is, you know, was what Watchmen was too. It was a politically driven book, but it was also a mystery of, a story. So it is a whodunit mystery. So in this way, you get a new mystery, and of course, you know how it's tying into the DC universe. So that's cool too, because obviously this is a first, and that's the big thing about Watchmen, and the way they tie it in here was pretty brilliant. So that's all I'm gonna say. But go check out my in-depth review on Wednesday if you obviously want more. I obviously had to tiptoe around a lot of information here, but I thought this was a really well done start. Again, my only problem was maybe some of the exposition, but this was a good read. So I'm going to give this issue 4.5 stars, and of course, so excited to read more. This was Comic Uno. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter. Don't forget to like my Facebook page. Also, description below, there are links to my comic book, Like Father, Like Daughter, and don't forget to like the Facebook page of Like Father, Like Daughter, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.